I've never done anything like this before, but I may or may not be sitting in my grandparents' bathroom. Hear me out, because it's literally the most private place in the house right now, and everyone's asleep. Well, I mean, my brother's upstairs, but not asleep, but anyway. Yeah, so I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it anyway. Yesterday I wrote a poem, and for some reason saying that sounds really cringy, I guess. I don't know. I'm sorry. But yeah, I wrote one, and I used to write poetry like sometimes. It wasn't like a huge thing, but I enjoyed doing it. But then I came to the understanding that I preferred writing in stories, like not in poem format or anything, but like fictional stories, basically, or just I liked writing non-poetry. But yeah, I think I heard my cat. Anyway, I'm like, this is weird because I've never done this, but I mean, I've taken videos, but not for this reason, and not in a bathroom. So I apologize if I'm awkward or weird, but lost my train of thought. I wrote a poem, as I have said, and I wrote it on my laptop originally because I had been already writing a story that I've been working on for years, but out of nowhere, I just I felt called, if that doesn't sound cliche, to write a poem. A specific, a very specific poem, not just anything, but a very specific one. And so I started writing it, and I had this specific line in mind that I'm not going to say because this poem is actually unfinished, but what I do have so far, I just felt compelled to share. And disclaimer, I don't care if anyone actually sits through this whole thing. I do not care if anyone likes this or dislikes it. I really don't. I have, okay, I'm sorry, it's past 2 in the morning, but okay. This is so weird. I have been a Christian for technically my whole life, but I haven't actually been a devoted, I've known God existed my entire life, but I didn't actually, so it's not the same thing as a Christian. I knew he existed, and I was I was chill with that. I was like, okay. And I loved him, but I never actually tried to get to know him until I was saved at 15, if I'm thinking of the right year. 15. And since then it's been a rocky journey, but it's been a journey regardless. And so that's not what this poem is about, but that's, I mean, the reason why that's why I felt called to write it, because I genuinely believe that God put these words into my heart. That sounds cliche too. I'm sorry. These words came into my head. I put them down on paper, but they are not my words, okay? If you know, you know. But if you don't, that's the best way I can explain it to you. I take zero credit for this. I am literally just, like, I do not want anybody to hear this and be like, oh wow, she wrote that. Like, no, I did not. I put the ink onto the paper, but I was just the pen. He was the one holding the pen, okay? That, I'm trying not to sound like, okay. You know what I mean. And I mean what I said, but like for some reason I have this like fear of sounding like cringy or anything, but I'm just saying that sounds bad. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna stop being weird. As I said, this is unfinished. I thought I had finished it, but then like the last, I don't even know like poetry words, but the last portion of it, the last like good chunk of it, just it didn't feel right to me. So I don't think it was supposed to be part of the poem. So this is like my 4th time saying it. It's unfinished. So it will end kind of abruptly, I feel like, but I am going to finish it just whenever the rest of it, you know, whenever he tells me the rest of it. I just don't think it's right now. Okay. Sorry. Itchy eye. It's gonna be weird because I've never read anything I've written to a phone. But yeah. Oh, I just had the words in my head. I'm sorry. I'm tired. This poem basically came to mind because over these last few days, even today, and the reason like I'm actually like sitting down to make this video right now is because I've still been feeling this way. I think the reason this poem came to mind is because I've been going through a lot, to like, first of all, but right now I am physically in a place where I feel like I shouldn't be feeling any of those struggling feelings or, you know, just anything negative in any sort of way, but I still was and am. Like anxiety, a feeling of not being like secure, you know, I mean, I think just about everybody has those feelings, but it's just like I didn't think I was supposed to be because of like where I physically am right now. Not talking about the bathroom. Yeah, but then this poem is basically about like, okay, I basically want you to pretend that this is like me reading it is God talking to you. I don't care who you are. He doesn't care. I mean, he cares, but like he doesn't care who you are like watching this video. If you're watching this video, he's talking to you. And that's basically how this is supposed to be, regardless of what you're going through. It's for you. So, in the beginning, I told creation, let there be light, and it was so. In the beginning, I spoke to the ground, and I made the flowers grow. The earth was formed, the heavens were made, every creature arose, every tree with its shade. I formed the mountains, and I formed the sea. The earth quaked as they awoke, and they awoke because of me. Creatures rose up, big and small, some with many feet, some that belly crawl, some with colossally long necks, some with arms 1 foot long, but they each have one thing in common. I designed them all. I even made creatures that swim, that fly. I also made angels, some are covered in eyes. Some have many wings, some have many heads, some of them turned against me, and their punishment lays ahead. They tried to defy me, to boot me off my throne. They tried to defeat the God of the known and the unknown. So I sent them down, falling from the sky, like lightning they crashed, weighed down by their pride. But I don't tell you this to tell you of things you already know. I tell you this to tell you of things I promised long ago. I promised it over and over and over again, but you haven't believed me regardless of what I've said. So I will tell you again because I need you to understand. I am the God who created every grain of sand. I am the God who formed the universe with his hand. I am the God who set the stars into motion. I am the God who put every drop of water in every single ocean. I am the God who makes no mistakes, and I will tell you again as many times as it takes. This one single thing I've had on my heart, this thing I've been saying from the very start. I made you in my head before you were ever born. I created you in my heart before good was ever torn. I will tell the stars to reverse if I need to. I will tell time to go back if that's how I have to show you what I mean, to show you what is there. I created every skin cell and every strand of hair. I ordained each beat of your heart. I told your first cry how and when to start. Before the galaxy had even begun to spin, I knew how I wanted you and what womb to put you in. I am the God who formed you, and I would not have you any other way. I know your life has been far from perfect, but at the end of the day, despite your sin, despite your pain, despite the days where the sun loses to the rain, I look down from heaven and I stand right where you are. I sit down on the couch with you and I hold you in my arms. I cradle your head to my chest, my child, and I tell you what I've always known. I love you, my child. I love you forever, and I call you as my own. I know you still don't see it, my dear. That's why I tell you again. Even when you haven't chosen to see me, I am your father and I am your friend. I am the one who got you where you are. I am the one who promised to carry you far. Even when you tried to throw it all away, I am the one who got you out of bed the next day. I know you haven't heard me much. I know you struggle to see. But let me pour my heart out to you because you are my child in need. Yeah. That is as much a message to me directly as it is to anyone else who feels like genuinely feels that speaking to them. And again, not my words. I don't know what else to say other than that. Just thinking about what was going to go down on paper, originally on my laptop, whatever. Just thinking about the words as they came to me, just several times I really wanted to cry. Because just like probably anybody else, I have felt alone. I have felt forgotten, and not because I actually was, but because I was struggling with that. I was struggling with feeling abandoned in a very hard season of waiting, and even way before that season started, there have just been other times, and this... yeah. So yeah, I just hope that if you felt any of that in your heart whatsoever, in your soul, your mind, doesn't matter. If you felt it, it's for you. If you heard it, it's for you. Because it does not matter who you are, every word of that is true for you. Could be literally anybody. That does not change how much he loves you and the fact that you are not forgotten. I'm saying that to myself as well. I just need to remind myself of that every day, and I think that's why those words happened. Because it's a reminder to every single one of us, to anyone who ever hears these words, whether in this poem or wherever else words even remotely similar might be, they all come from the same place. Words of pure, genuine, true love. Words of, I'm here. They all come from one place. So yeah, I don't know. I am going to finish it, but I am waiting for the words because I can't just write anything down. I'll know them when I feel them. I'll know them whenever they come into my brain, because that's what happened with this, so I know it's going to happen again, and I have heard his voice before. I know I have. I literally heard an audible voice, and I've seen him speak. If you know, you know. It might not make sense to everybody. That's okay, because you haven't had that experience yet. That doesn't mean you won't. So yeah, I don't know. I will know when the next words come about. But it's never in my timing. It's always in his. It could be months. It could be tomorrow. It could be years until the next part. I mean, I don't even know when it would be. I don't even know when it will be finished. It could be like part 2 comes out, like, and then sometime later he tells me to add more. But yeah, that happened yesterday, and from the moment I started writing it down, I just felt the need to share it. Regardless if nobody sees it, if like 2 people see it, it does not matter.